I primarily work on the mechanical side, breaking down and modifying the vehicle's actuation systems. Most modern vehicles use drive-by-wire, where inputs like steering, throttle, and braking are electronically controlled rather than mechanically linked. This gives us direct access to the control layer of the vehicle. The advantage is precision and programmability. We can inject control commands directly, log responses, and iterate quickly. Ultimately, this enables us to build and test more reliable and responsive autopilot systems. Because we are not fighting mechanical constraints, we are working with a controllable software-defined platform.
Is this car a test bed? Absolutely, a very intentional one, and it all starts really with mapping. Because systems like AutoWare don't function without a map. The vehicle needs a high definition prior of the environment, lanes, boundaries, semantics, to even localize itself correctly. Without that, everything downstream, planning, control, falls apart. Simulation is where we build and generate these maps and test against them, and we use it heavily. But the real world introduces noise, delays, actuator limits, and edge cases that are extremely hard to model perfectly, especially when it comes to a localization against map. At the same time, autonomy stacks are massive. For instance, AutoWare has on the order of 190 interconnected nodes handling perception, localization, planning, and control. Building that from scratch isn't practical. So we leverage open systems like AutoWare and focus on modular contributions, things like improving mapping pipelines, state estimation, or perception. The test bed is where it all comes together, where we validate that the map aligns with reality, that localization holds, and that the system behaves correctly in the real world, where it actually matters.
At ASAS, I'm working on multimodal embodied AI for reasoning in autonomous vehicles. The core idea is to build a semantic observer layer, something that sits alongside the autonomy stack and reasons about the environment at a higher level. The real world is unstructured and unpredictable. Traditional systems are great at detecting objects, but not always at understanding unusual and anomalous situations. Our work uses reasoning models to detect those anomalies and feed that information into AutoWare's planning stack, specifically into minimum risk maneuvers, so the vehicle can respond safely. Most of the deployment happens in simulation because integrating an observer layer end-to-end is a large systems problem, but we use real sensor feeds, camera and LiDAR, to ensure the signals we process are realistic. The testbed is where we eventually validate whether these ideas actually hold up outside simulation.
At ASAS Lab, we are working on ARIA, which is Adaptive Road Intelligent Systems. ARIA is an edge AI safety system for both human-driven and autonomous vehicles. The core idea is a real-time observer that sees the road through camera and depth sensors, detects nearby people and vehicles, and responds instantly with voice warnings. Running fully on a Jetson or in Nano and an offline model, ARIA brings intelligent co-pilot safety to any car. No cloud, no delay, just reliable on-road intelligence.
We're definitely not at the end, but we're in a strong position. Progress here is incremental. Even small improvements like reducing latency, improving estimation accuracy, or handling one more edge case are meaningful here. Right now, we're focused on validating brake-by-wire, steer-by-wire, throttle, tightening integrations, and making sure each module behaves reliably before scaling up. So while the system is still evolving, the foundation is solid, and that's what matters.
At ASAS Labs, we are envisioning autonomous systems be safe and agile at the same time. Look at people living in New York City. They always walk fast, they drive fast, but still at the same time they respect each other's boundary and they are living in a very safe manner, close to each other. So, autonomy is one of the most challenging problems, as a state-of-the-art challenging problems in technology and science. So, to make systems safe and autonomous and at the same time agile, you have to understand the dynamics and physics of the robotic system, from the wheel to the motion. At the same time, you have to know how to write complex codes, integrate it with the hardware, and control it on mechanical systems.